Hello, let's check this out. Here I am, all my wonderful self, feeling fabulous while thinking about the boring and unfair aspects of life. Despite my efforts, I have no attraction for girls. This man is Elliot Rodger, 22 years old, a YouTuber. This is one of the many videos he recorded to lament his obsession with his lack of romantic success. Elliot's obsession with sex grew more intense over time. He increasingly lost control and started showing signs of preparing for an attack, though no one could gauge the actual severity of his thoughts. I'm 22 years old and still a virgin. I haven't even kissed a girl. They've made my life miserable, and now I will make all of you feel that pain. I have been waiting for this for a long time. I will show you exactly what you deserve. All of you girls who have rejected and ignored me, and all those men with better lives than mine, all of you who know what sex is like. I hate you all. I hate all of you. I am eager to give you exactly what you deserve. Look at me. I am perfect, but girls don't see it. I don't understand why I am rejected like this. Are these his final words before he goes a long way to execute his revenge plan? On May 23, 2014, Rodger began his rampage, a day he called the Day of Retribution, by committing murder. 911? What's your emergency? I'm at Ivy Deli. Okay, is there someone with a gun at Ivy Deli? Yes, that's right. Okay, I don't know what's happening anymore. The panicked 911 call was made by a witness to the horrific encounter at a restaurant in Santa Barbara, California, just minutes earlier. At the popular free deli where many college students gather for late-night snacks, the customers had no idea that the vicious killer was approaching them, and this became a massacre that haunted the town. Elliot Rodger, born in 1991, was the son of British director Peter Rodger. When Elliot was 7 years old, his parents divorced, which had a severe impact on his mood. From the age of 8, Elliot had to undergo psychological therapy due to having few friends and frequent bullying at school, which heavily affected his mental health. To help Elliot stabilize, his parents constantly changed his schools. Having a father who was a Hollywood director and living in wealth, Elliot was quickly aware of the class divide in society. He always wanted to be part of the popular group of kids, but struggled to fit in. Elliot was reclusive, lacked social skills, and only played video games. During puberty, he became obsessed with thoughts about sex, observing the types of boys that girls liked and feeling envious because no one paid attention to him. This made Elliot increasingly resentful of his stepmother. By the age of 18, Elliot was no longer shy, but instead was enraged with everything and everyone. He was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder in 2007, but later refused mental health care and became increasingly isolated. Elliot placed great importance on material things, using his father's money to buy many luxury items and a black car for himself. He regarded having a girlfriend as the only important aspect of his life. Elliot turned to the incel community, an online group of involuntary celibates who are misogynistic, racist, and mostly either have committed or are planning to commit crimes. Elliot expressed alarming views that resonated with many, who hailed him as the saint of the incel community. At 20, Elliot attended Santa Barbara City College in California. The independence of living away from his parents made Elliot lose even more control. He began planning attacks for his day of retribution. During this time, Elliot Rodger was obsessed with losing his virginity before turning 22 because he wanted to have a normal college experience like others his age. However, this did not happen. In the school year after turning 22, Elliot decided to give women one last chance to have his first sexual experience. He attended a student party at the University of California in July 2013. At the party, he noticed two girls drinking and chatting near a cliff about 3 meters high. He quickly approached them and struck up a conversation, but they ignored him. Elliot intended to push both girls off the cliff, but a group of male students intervened in time and pushed him, causing him to injure his ankle. After this incident, Elliot reported to his father and the police that he was a victim of harassment and bullying. However, the police disregarded his claims and did not investigate further. This event became the final motivation for Elliot to plan his attack for the day of retribution. In September 2012, Elliot visited a shooting range to learn how to use handguns. Since he had never been officially diagnosed with a mental illness, he was able to legally purchase guns. Elliot saved at least $6,000 to buy 3 handguns: a Glock 34, a Sig Sauer P226, and some ammunition. A few days before the day of retribution, Elliot's parents began to worry when they hadn't heard from their son for weeks. They searched online and found Elliot's YouTube channel, where he had posted videos threatening to kill people and commit suicide. Knowing that Elliot had never agreed to a mental health assessment, they requested the police to check on him. When the police arrived at Elliot's apartment, he was very polite and did not exhibit any concerning behavior. The 22-year-old convinced the police that he was perfectly normal, stable, and would not harm himself or anyone else. Despite his bold appearance on camera, Elliot was actually introverted, withdrawn, and reserved. Therefore, no gun checks or searches were conducted in his apartment, and the police could not guess they were talking to a cold-blooded killer. Elliot described himself as a quiet but well-mannered gentleman. He considered himself refined, polite, and with good values, and would be happy to achieve what he desired, but the girls never gave him that chance. In the infamous Day of Retribution video, Elliot talked about his plan, omitting the horrific events that were supposed to happen a day before the actual attack, including ideas of kidnapping, torturing, and killing victims. To carry out his Day of Retribution, Elliot admitted he had to eliminate his 2 housemates to make space for the nefarious plan he devised. He then planned to lure each person individually. It was no surprise when Elliot declared that he would torture those people first. He detailed how he would pour boiling water on their bare skin, then peel and carve them before beheading them. Finally, Elliot wanted to scatter the severed body parts throughout the city's alleys while carrying out his bloody day of retribution on the fateful evening of May 23, 2014. On the day of retribution, Elliot attacked and killed George Chen, a 19-year-old friend of his roommate. He left Chen's body in a fetal position surrounded by blood-soaked paper towels in the bathroom. The autopsy report revealed that Elliot had stabbed Chen about 94 times. Elliot then unleashed his fury on his 2 roommates, Waihan Wang and Chen Hong, both 20 years old. He attacked and killed them in their bedroom, placing their bodies face down on the bed. At 9:01 p.m., Elliot posted his final video on Facebook, titled Elliot Rogers' Retribution, in which he described his plan and motives. 1 minute later, he sent his manifesto to 34 people, including his parents, other family members, close friends, his therapist, former teachers, and childhood friends. Elliot's mother received a call from his therapist and then found the video on her son's YouTube channel. She contacted her ex-husband and both rushed to their car to head to Santa Barbara, while also calling the Isla Vista police, but it was all too late. About 3 hours after killing his roommates, Elliot continued his evil plan on the streets of Isla Vista. He arrived at his next target, the Alpha Phi sorority house near the University of California, Santa Barbara, intending to massacre everyone inside. He knocked on the large wooden door continuously for 3 minutes but received no response. Fortunately, the girls managed to avoid Elliot, but others were not so lucky. 30 seconds after the knocking stopped, the young women heard gunshots. When they looked out the window in horror, they saw 3 young women lying along the sidewalk and lawn. Elliot had shot 3 Delta sorority sisters nearby, killing Catherine Cooper and Veronica Weiss, and injuring Bianca DeCock. He then drove into town and shot at the Isla Vista Deli Mart from inside his BMW, killing a student named Christopher Michaels Martinez. Elliot continued his rampage, firing at a cafe and killing 1 person before shooting at several people, leaving a nearby pizza place and a woman on a bicycle, all of whom were severely injured. He also ran into 2 cyclists and a skateboarder, shooting continuously at people on the street, but missing. He engaged in 2 shootouts with the police, was injured in the hip, and eventually rammed into a cyclist before crashing into a parked car. The attack resulted in 6 deaths and all of whom were students at the University of California. He said that the famous kids lived in luxury and pleasure while he had to endure dark loneliness for so many years. Every time he tried to fit in and join them, they all looked down on him, treating him like a rat. Now, he would become a god, and they would be mere beasts. All of them were beasts. The horrifying event finally ended around 9:35 p.m. on May 23, 2014, when the police found Elliot dead in his black BMW from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. They also discovered 3 handguns, a knife, 6 empty magazines, and 548 unused bullets. Elliot Rogers' final YouTube video was immediately removed from the site after the massacre, but it was too late as the video had already been copied and reposted. Segments of the video were used by several news networks, sparking controversy, including ABC News, CBS News, NBC News, and MSNBC. In contrast, Fox News refused to air the entire video and only broadcasted 5 still images, with many concerned about the video potentially inspiring copycat crimes. The investigation following the bloody attack led to calls for improved healthcare systems and stricter gun control. The following day, a candlelight vigil was held to honor the victims, followed by a memorial service at UCSB's Harder Stadium with over 20,000 attendees. Connecticut state senators hoped the tragedy would prompt measures to prevent guns from falling into the hands of dangerous individuals or those with mental health issues like Elliot. In September 2014, the California state legislature passed the Red Flag Law, allowing judges to confiscate firearms from individuals deemed a danger to themselves or others. The law was signed by Governor Jerry Brown. On April 23, 2018, Alec Manassian carried out a truck attack in downtown Toronto, Canada, killing 10 people and injuring 16 others. During the investigation, police discovered a Facebook post from Alec's account indicating he was part of the incel community. The post clearly showed that Elliot Rodger was the inspiration behind Alec's attack. What do you think about this case? Please leave your comments below, and don't forget to give a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.